Hello Parish family, for the second video on Ignatian spirituality, I'd like to say a few words about the origins of the spiritual exercises, as well as give a very general overview of their structure. It can be said that the spiritual exercises originate from the conversion of St. Ignatius of Loyola. 500 years ago, Ignatius, as a knight, was defending a fortress in the town of Pamplona against the French, and during this battle, he was struck with a cannonball, which shattered one of his legs and severely wounded the other. The French were so impressed by his courage during this battle that they themselves brought him to Loyola, to his family's castle, where he convalesced from these wounds. Once he began gaining strength, he asked for books to read in order to pass the time. The only two books found in the castle were the Life of Christ and the Lives of the Saints. And it was by reading these books that Ignatius began understanding the various spirits that affected his soul. The first spirit is the Spirit of God, which left Ignatius content, joyful, fulfilled. The other spirit is the spirit of the devil, which left Ignatius unhappy, empty, unfulfilled, without purpose. And Ignatius, having the time, began pondering these various spirits. They became so important to him that he would then write rules for the discernment of spirits, which can be found toward the end of his spiritual exercises. After convalescing fully in Loyola, Ignatius made his way to Manresa, a town east of Loyola, where he would do penance, fast, beg for alms, and begin writing the spiritual exercises. They would be a part of his life and something that he would edit throughout its course, finishing in Rome shortly before his death. The exercises themselves, though they appear to be a book, are in fact a manual, offered especially for the director, that he might direct and guide one or more retreatants on the 30-day retreat. The 30-day retreat is divided into 4 weeks, the first week being contemplation on the love of God and our sinfulness, our lack of responding appropriately to this infinite love of our Creator and Lord. After finishing that week with a general confession, the retreatant then moves to weeks 2 and 3, which are meditations and contemplations on the life, ministry, death, and resurrection of Jesus. So it's a time of walking with Jesus, a time of getting to know him, and so growing in love of him. The 4th week, then, are contemplations of the resurrection of Jesus, his various apparitions to many disciples, and finally his ascension into heaven. So it's a time of joy, a time of celebrating his victory over death, as well as an opportunity for the retreatant to grow in a desire not only to follow Jesus, but to go out and to preach him and to teach him to the whole world. Though traditionally the 30-day retreat is made at a retreat center in roughly 30 days, the retreat can also be offered by the director in a total of 9 months for someone who is living in the world, who's unable to go off to retreat, but still has an hour a day to devote to this retreat. The retreat can also be offered in 8 days, in 5 days, and even in 3 days, even though the dynamics of the retreat change a bit as the days lessen. So this is an overall structure of the spiritual exercises, originating first in Loyola, and then in Manresa, and then edited and made better throughout the life of St. Ignatius. Next week, we'll delve into the very beginnings of the spiritual exercises themselves. Thank you.